Good evening. You're now with me, Andy for TVS Nightline. On to the headlining stories. The Sarawak government has increased its allocation to the Unit for Other Religions or UNI4 by 10 million ringgit for the year 2026. Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Rahman Johari Tunopeng says the additional funds bring UNI4's total allocation to 120 million ringgit. He added that the increased funding is aimed at supporting the development of houses of worship and mission schools in the state, including enhancing educational facilities for the younger generation. Ministry of International Trade, Industry and Investment MINTRED has provided assistance to 59,900 entrepreneurs through multiple support programs. In a text speech read by Deputy Minister of Women, Childhood and Community Development, Dato' Rosie Yunus, Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan says the programs account for more than 220 million ringgit in funding.
Kerajaan Sarawak juga menyediakan pelbagai program sokongan dan peningkatan kapasiti, di antaranya program gerak dan USTEF atau USTEF, iaitu geran sehingga RM20,000 kepada graduan dan lepasan sekolah teknikal untuk memulakan dan mengembangkan perniagaan. Yang kedua, program Go Digital, yaitu geran sebanyak RM10,000 bagi pembelian perkakasan, perisian dan perkhidmatan digital.
She adds that the loan scheme for small and medium industry or SPICs is also available to Bumiputra SMEs for working capital, purchasing machinery and equipment, or renovating business premises. To this, she hopes entrepreneurs will continue to seize these opportunities to grow, expand, and stay competitive in a global market through government initiatives. On to world updates. In Sri Lanka, authorities issued new landslide alerts on Sunday as relentless rains battered regions already devastated by Cyclone Detour, pushing the national death toll to 618, with 209 people still missing. A relentless chain of tropical storms and monsoonal downpours has swept across Southeast and South Asia over the past 2 weeks, unleashing landslides, flooding vast areas and isolating communities from Sumatra's rainforest to Sri Lanka's highland tea plantations. At least 1,812 people have been killed across Southeast and South Asia during this period. In Sri Lanka alone, more than 2 million people, nearly 10% of the population, have been affected by last week's floods and landslides, the worst disaster to strike the island this century. According to the Disaster Management Center DMC, over 75,000 homes have been damaged, with nearly 5,000 of them are completely destroyed. While receding waters have reduced the number of people in state-run camps from a peak of 225,000 to 100,000, fresh monsoon storms are further destabilizing hillsides in the Central Highlands and northwestern Midlands. Rescue and relief operations continued on Sunday, with helicopters and planes ferrying supplies to communities cut off by landslide in central Sri Lanka. The Air Force confirmed it had received another plane load of aid from Myanmar, adding to international relief efforts. At least 20 homes have been destroyed by bushfires in the Australian state of New South Wales, with the hardest hit areas on the Central Coast and Mid-North Coast. Local authorities say building impact assessment teams have completed surveys in several fire grounds and confirmed 16 houses destroyed and 9 damaged. A further 7 outbuildings were destroyed, while 8 others remain intact. Meanwhile, 4 homes have also been lost in the Crawford River area on the mid-north coast. According to the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, natural disasters have now been declared in 6 areas across New South Wales, making residents whose homes were damaged eligible for immediate financial assistance. Now, Thailand is setting a new standard in hosting regional sporting event by adopting the Green Games concept as the main theme of the 33rd SEA Games. Thailand's Minister of Tourism and Sports, Atakorn Surilatayakon, says this approach has become a national priority, ensuring the event serves not only as a platform for athletic excellence, but also as one of the champions environmental preservation.
ซึ่งถามว่าเราทำได้ 100% หรือไม่ก็ตอบตรงๆว่าไม่แต่ก็ใกล้เคียงกับสิ่งที่เราคาดหวังไว้และเราก็เชื่อว่าสิ่งนี้ที่เราทำในครั้งนี้เนี่ยก็จะสามารถสร้างมาตรฐานเกี่ยวกับเรื่องกรีนเนี่ยไปสำหรับการจัดมหกรรมต่างๆไม่ว่าจะเป็นมหกรรมกีฬามหกรรมการท่องเที่ยว
Several measures to reduce the game's carbon footprint include using recyclable materials for decorations and stage structures, minimizing pyrotechnics and other air-polluting materials during the opening and closing ceremonies, implementing sustainable waste management by vendors and service providers, and optimizing energy use at venues and media centers. These measures were carefully planned to ensure they do not affect the audience experience while still delivering the stunning performances that are integral to Thailand's identity. Even so, Atakorn admitted that implementing a sustainable approach in large-scale event is highly challenging, both financially and time-wise, especially after Thailand took on the responsibility of hosting the SEA Games in October. The 33rd SEA Games will take place from 9 to 20 December, with the opening ceremony to be held at the Raja Mangala Stadium, showcasing a world-class presentation that blends technology, cultural arts, and environmental-friendly visual elements. Indonesia's Ministry of Health has reported that the country is experiencing a deficit in physical activity, particularly among teenagers. Findings from the Indonesia Health Survey (SKI) show that 58% of adolescents aged 10 to 14 are classified as physically inactive. Director General of Primary and Community Health, Maria Endang Sumiwi, said the survey results indicate a widespread lack of movement among young people. Inactivity levels were also high among the age groups, 52.8% for older adults aged above 65 and 50% for teenagers aged 15 to 19. She noted that the main reasons cited were lack of time and low motivation. Maria explained that insufficient physical activity is evident even in daily routines. Data from the Free Health Check (CKG) program, which covered 62 million people, revealed that the most prevalent health issue among school-aged children is poor fitness, affecting 60.1% of respondents. She added that inactivity is also prominent among adults. 95% of adults do not exercise regularly, which is defined as 30 minutes of physical activity per day for 5 days a week. Although interest in sports has begun to grow in major cities, particularly with the rise of running clubs, overall public participation in physical exercise remains limited. Maria stated that poor fitness continues to be a key issue for school-aged children and teenagers. To address this, she emphasized the need to expand sports competition to create spaces that encourage young people to be more active. Now on national news, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim is confident that Malaysia can eradicate hardcore poverty as early as the first quarter of 2026. He says the country's hardcore poor rate has dropped to 0.09%, reflecting the effectiveness of inclusive and comprehensive measures that ensure no one is left behind in national development. Anwar adds that achieving this goal depends on political consensus, administrative stability, and the successful implementation of MADANI programs, including the MADANI Adopted Village, MADANI Adopted School, and the Sejahtera Community MADANI Sejati MADANI initiatives, all of which are being closely monitored.
Tidak Amerika Syarikat, tidak negara-negara Eropah, kerana terlantar di pinggir-pinggir jalan itu masih tinggi jumlahnya. Malaysia, kita bersyukur kerana kemiskinan tegar sekarang tinggal 0.09% saja. Dan saya beritahu kepada pegawai termasuk unit penerasan, kalau 0.09% jumlah yang terkecil yang boleh dan mampu kita selesaikan sebelum suku tahun pertama 2026.
At the same time, Anwar announces additional measures to ease the burden on the B40 group, including the launch of the People's Welfare Insurance Scheme, higher compensation payments, and improvements to the tax refund system, with an additional allocation of 4 billion ringgit to expedite the return of excess tax collections to taxpayers. He also reiterates that the government remains committed to tackling hardcore poverty in a holistic manner through the MADANI approach and continued cooperation between the federal and state governments. The government is now focusing on the concrete implementation of the MA63 agreement through the MA63 Implementation Action Council, chaired by Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim. According to Deputy Prime Minister Dato Almar Fadila Yusof, this initiative reflects a stronger political commitment than previous administrations, which only formed special committees without clear implementation mechanisms.
Di peringkat PM, Yang Amat Berhormat Premier Sarawak, Yang Amat Berhormat Ketua Menteri Sabah dan semua tim mereka bersama dalam jawatankuasa tersebut. Dan Alhamdulillah, banyak perkara yang telah dipersetujui. Kalau kita melihat pada keseluruhan yang dibincangkan, perkara-perkara asas yang telah dipersetujui. Kalau kerajaan dulu, di bawah kepimpinan dulu, ada 4 perkara yang dah dipersetujui. Bawah kerajaan sekarang sebenarnya ada 19 dah dipersetujui.
Elaborating further, Fadila says among the matters finalized is the transfer of regulatory authority over Sabah's energy management to the Energy Commission of Sabah, ECOS. Even though authority is now in the hands of the state government, he says, the federal government continues to channel 3.54 billion ringgit until 2030, including fuel subsidies and support for renewable energy projects such as large-scale solar and feed-in tariff schemes. Meanwhile, Fadila says the remaining unresolved demands involve issues of interpretation between federal and state laws, including the need to amend the constitution or state laws. The Malaysian Immigration Department, JIM, today arrested 139 foreign nationals in raids on the 13 premises across the federal capital, allegedly linked to prostitution and other immoral activities. JIM Enforcement Division Director Basri Othman said the operation, which began at 11:30 a.m., targeted areas frequented by tourists and foreigners, namely Jalan Betaling, Jalan Imbi and Jalan Pudu. He says the establishment offered services starting from 60 ringgit per session to both foreign and local customers, with the women working on site while their accommodation was rented elsewhere. A total of 205 individuals were screened during the operation, resulting in the arrest of 139 foreigners for immigration offences and 20 local men believed to be acting as captains or caretakers of the premises. The foreigners arrested comprised 27 men and 112 women, aged between 20 and 65, from Indonesia, Myanmar, Bangladesh, India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. According to Basri, the establishments offered services starting from 60 ringgit per session to both foreign and local customers, with the women working on site while their accommodation was rented elsewhere. He said that investigations revealed the premises operated round the clock in 2 shifts, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and continuing until the next day, allowing customers to walk in without prior booking. The inspection also revealed that the premises had been unlawfully modified with the construction of partitions. Basri said investigations would be conducted to determine whether the activities at all the premises were being carried out by a single syndicate. He added that all 4 detainees were taken to the KLIA, Baranang and Semenye immigration depots for documentation and further action. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Handy Gui. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.